Good morning, or good afternoon rather. This is a live view from our Luther Family Ford Skycam in South Fargo. You can see lunch hour traffic bustling along here as we've got our next system working its way through the valley, and it's going to have some impacts on those roads as the day progresses here. We're going to see conditions that get a little more slick and in some places wet roads even, as we're showing on our North Dakota road conditions map. Very colorful map right now. In green, that means seasonal road conditions, which is good. We see several parts of the valley still enjoying that, but there are places up by Devil's Lake in purple indicating snow, and in that light blue color, I will point this out here, this light blue color, that's also some frost on the road there as well. The purple is the snow again up by Devil's Lake, and then some areas in blue here where we've got some wet roads where we've had a little bit of precipitation, or maybe as the temperatures start to rise, we're starting to see some of that frost that was in that area start to ease up as well. So here's a look at the latest radar. One thing to remember, the Mayville radar site no longer operational right now, which means that we're relying on other surrounding radars to give us an idea of what's going on. So you may be seeing a flake flying by, but it's not showing up on the radar, and that may be why. But you could see that we're looking at some snow trying to get going yet again along that Highway 281 corridor between Jamestown and Ellendale. As we look a little farther north, you can see it's a little more impressive, and that matches with the road conditions that we were just showing you between Minot and Devil's Lake along Highway 2 there, and points south as well. Maddock looks like it's getting some decent snow at this point in time. Carrington, New Rockford area, and this will continue to kind of fill in and move to the south and east, bringing more chances for snow to more parts of the valley as we continue on into the afternoon. Temperatures are going to be critical here. We're looking at some numbers into the upper 30s in Jamestown and Gwinner. Fargo's at 34. It's 35 in Grand Forks, so we're above freezing. So we really need a good snowfall rate to overcome that for accumulations. We are definitely looking at some areas where it's going to get kind of sloppy and messy, where we see that snow start to add up because of those temperatures. Winds are pretty light. That's not going to be much of a factor right now. And as that system moves through, they shouldn't be too bad. But once we see that start to exit, the winds will pick up on the back side of that. So that's something to watch out for. Another good sign of where that snow happens to be falling is their visibility reports. You can see them coming down in our western counties just a little bit in Devil's Lake and over in Jamestown as well. So here's a look at our hour by hour planner. We're going to watch that snow continue to work its way further into the valley. As we head into the 3 o'clock hour, you can see kind of that line starting to really show where we're looking at, heart of the valley between I-94 and Highway 2 in North Dakota, some of our heavier snowfall rates, and back over to Minnesota as well, stretching into some of those similar areas. And then continuing on into the 5 o'clock hour, could be a tough evening drive for some spots, could include Fargo and Grand Forks. And again, it just depends on where this band sets up. It's still working on it here. And on the southern end of this, where the air is warmer, some rain showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder with that down by Ellendale into the afternoon hours. Now, heading into tonight, the snow continues to work its way through from west to east, and we start to see our chances for snow wind down. But that wind, it's going to be strong, some gusts into the 30s here tonight. So for your snowfall potential, we're looking at some numbers that are going to be within that band in that 2 to 5 inch range, lesser amounts that drop off pretty sharply in some areas on either side of that. And there may be some pockets that get quite a bit more. Just remember, it's going to be that slushy, wet kind of snow, and it might melt a little bit too with our temperatures as mild as they are. We'll take a look at your 7-day planner coming up in just a couple of minutes.
We'll make sure to tune in with you so we can find out what's happening with the 7-day, but of course, make sure we'll be extra cautious with that rain-snow mix as well. Thanks again, Lisa.